have one more guest for you tonight. That's right. We're almost at the end of the show. I am very excited about our next guest because he has not performed at the Montreal Fringe in...
Oh, the wheel! Joel Fishbane did not spin the wheel. Actually, 90% of his reason for coming on was to spin the wheel. Joel, please spin our wheel.
Beautiful 16 seconds since the last 16-second dance party.
I don't even know where Joel went. He disappeared into the slow dance. There he is.
Wow.
That slow dance was brought to you by Dramaturgy. Go see it Tuesday night at the Beer Tent.
Right. As I was saying, I am very excited about our next guest because he is somebody who is also a veteran of many Fringe festivals across the country, but he has not been to the Montreal Fringe in many years. It's been, I was talking to him before, I think it's been almost like 5 years since the last time he's done the Montreal Fringe.
But he has been touring the rest of the Fringe circuit. He is an incredible performer, usually does one-man shows that are just intelligent and ridiculous and hilarious. He's a wonderful, wonderful performer.
The show that he is doing this year is, we've both seen it in other Fringes. It's called Antoine Faval. It's fantastic. Here tonight to perform for you, please welcome Mr. Chris Gibbs.
Hello. Right. Something that you probably should know is I'm British. I mention that now because otherwise, if I don't mention it and I keep on talking, and about a minute from now you'd be like, "What is wrong with him?" I just don't like. I don't know why. So yeah, I live here now. One of the questions I do get asked quite often is people say, can you drop your accent? Which there's a very interesting phrasing, but can you stop it? Can you just not do that? Because it just sort of suggests that speaking the way I always have and do without thinking requires constant effort that I don't really need to do when I want to. I'm always tempted when someone, can you drop your accent? They go like, you know, I never even thought of that. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Wow. Because, you know, every morning I get up and I'm like 2 hours. I'm like, I have the Betty Bottle of the Major General. That's just a whole heck load of effort I just don't need to be doing there. It's kind of nice actually, a long time ago, when I first came here, and I was like, ooh, how do you make Canadians laugh? And it was like, just make fun of how Americans talk. And I'm like, I can't, because I've got to be honest, you all sound exactly the same to me. Now, I know, oh yeah, that whole nice thing goes out the window, doesn't it? Oh, we're so nice, but not when you call them Americans. It's funny because my wife's Canadian, and it's funny how arguments turn into that. And you're like, oh really? I disagree with that way of child rearing. And then, you're American. How dare you? Britain's awful. Ooh, why you? No, I gotta be honest with you, because I wanted to, and I was like, yeah, I want to do whatever Canadians like, but they were like, make fun of Americans. But to me, you're all like, what nations go on? That's not a car. You know, my britches are burning. My britches are tooting. So I can't really, and then like you've got a Canadian going, listen to him, except I'm going to admit, it is a little bit different here, because you know how in Montreal you've got that very sexy, oh now I'm speaking English, but you know I think le mot juste et en français, je vais switcher avec. So here it's a bit more like, you know, what in tarnation se passe ici? My britches brûlent. Darn you don't. years ago, I made a Canadian, which was one of my happiest days. Lovely boy. And I'm a bit worried. I always thought, you know, when I thought, I'll have a child, and you imagine your child to be a small version of you, and so not like in a weird way. So I never really thought about it, and then I was like, he'll grow up, and then I kind of went, because I always thought it'd be like a British baby, and then my wife and I went, oh, he did his first snubbing today, that kind of thing. He got a dead in the street. Because that's exactly what we're like, all the time. And then even when I was like, I live here, obviously, and I thought, I know, but it will still be a British, we'll just do Canadian things. And I sort of imagined it would be a hockey game. And I'd be like, oh, listen, Julian. Do you hear what they're saying? Yes, Father. Ha 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 ha. It's very amusing. What are they saying, Julian? Well, they're saying, go Leafs go. And what should they be saying? Go Leafs go. It's quite nice because I have a child now I can just lie to, which is fine. Giraffes, he's going to grow up believing the plural is giraffes. Another question I get asked, funny, at Thanksgiving. I didn't realize American and Canadian Thanksgiving is a different time. I assumed it was the same thing. And people often ask me, they're like, oh, do you have Thanksgiving in England? Which I'm like, you're not paying any attention, do you? And eventually I got actually so sick of it, I'm like, yes we do. It's 6 weeks before your one, and it's when we celebrate all the Puritans of the evening. We have this big thing where we get out the good food, and this corn's delicious, we've always had corn. This is a turkey, didn't want you to have it. So what else was I going to say? Oh yeah, I'm a bit worried about raising a Canadian, because as you may or may not have noticed, British people are not that enthusiastic about things. I don't want to damage him. They'll go to school, they're like, well, I can't. His name is Beckett. I'm not going to make up Julian anymore, I can't bear it. His name is Beckett Barnett, because we want him to be a doctor on a soap opera. My name's Beckett Barnett. He's got one dimple. Sorry, this is all true, and I love him so much. He's got a little one dimple. I'm sorry, I'm a doctor. I can't cure you, but I can kiss you. That's the future I want for him. I'm a bit worried because I can't be, like my wife's like, she's Canadian, so she's like this. It's a wonder we got together, I've no idea. Whereas I'm always more like the, yes, wave your hands in the air like you don't care. Well, surely that's not what you do. If you don't care, you just don't wave your hands in the air. You just keep your hands by your sides like you just don't care. Shrug slightly and nod. Now this is going well, so I'm going to potentially ruin this by talking about death. Which you seem nice.